Hello and welcome to Going for Two, where we never kick the extra point. Now, as we all saw on Sunday, Tiger Woods pulled off one of the greatest comebacks in sports history and won another major championship. And that got me thinking, Tiger is one of the greatest nicknames in sports history. And what nicknames in the NFL are also really great? And when I think NFL nicknames, I gotta go back to the greatest defensive lineman of all time, Reggie White, and the Minister of Defense. Great player Reggie was. Awesome nickname for a player. It fit his personality perfectly. The Minister of Defense. Perfect name. Great player. 198 sacks. Can't say enough great about him. What is one of your favorite nicknames in the NFL?
Well, I'm going to go with a Dallas Cowboy. I'm going to go with Michael Irvin.
The Playmaker.
Playmaker. It just fits his play on the field. And so I think that's one of the best ones of all time.
Hard to disagree. You got the big mouthpiece. He was going up and getting them for Troy on those fades. Always great to see it. Something like 5 straight 1,200-yard seasons. Playmaker fits him just perfectly. Another one that I really like, and it's a bit of a controversial one, is the nickname LT. Short, sweet, straight to the point. It's an initials nickname, which isn't always my favorite, but it fit these two guys great. Lawrence Taylor, LaDainian Tomlinson. Both awesome players, both Hall of Famers now. But I have to ask the age-old question, is there a true LT, or can they share it?
I'm going Lawrence Taylor. He was the original LT. Just because I'm an older guy, I like LT.
That's fair. I get it. I didn't, admittedly, when I first started watching football, know that it was an older LT. Looking at the careers, it's hard for me to even say that if you have to give it to one, that you don't give it to Lawrence Taylor. But considering how good they both were, if a nickname can be shared, I think it's between these two.
My second pick, I think I'm going to go with Walter Payton, Sweetness. When you watched him run, that word fit him best. He was just one of these smooth, powerful players. Sweetness is one of the great nicknames of all time.
He might be one of the 5 guys that I did not get to see play that I would have absolutely loved to see. He did everything. Ditka had him out there throwing passes at one point during those seasons before Jim McMahon got there. Sweetness, perfect name for a man gone too soon. I'm going to stick with those 85 Bears, by the way, here, and you got to go with the fridge. William Perry, the big man, the spike, the fullback runs, the Super Bowl touchdown. It bothered Walter. I've read that they actually gave him a touchdown before Walter got one in that Super Bowl against the Patriots. But it just fit him perfectly. He had the big personality. Everyone loves the fat guy, touchdowns. And lest we forget, a brief mention to the freezer, B.J. Raji of the Packers, who ran with that nickname for a year or two.
Okay, third pick, I'm going Broadway Joe.
Namath.
When you look back at that time and the commercials he did, Broadway just fit his personality. He's a big time player, big time personality. Did the pantyhose.
I was going to ask about the pantyhose. I had to
That's
ask.
Broadway Joe.
The pantyhose commercial, absolutely amazing. You're right, it fits him perfectly. New York Jets, perfect team for him. It was a great storm. Broadway Joe, hard to beat it. Now I'm actually going to bring up a current NFL player with the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, free safety for the Kansas City Chiefs. Started when he was in college, you know, the video, the craze when he was doing everything, returning kicks, playing defense. Went to the Cardinals, was good there, had his great year in Houston, and going to go to the Chiefs this year. One of the few current players that has a really good nickname, I feel like. It's not something, it's kind of a lost art in the NFL nowadays, all the great nicknames. But Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, trying to keep that tradition alive for all of us. I hope he keeps on. I hope he has a great season in Kansas City, and I love the nickname, the Honey Badger.
Okay, my next pick, I think I'm going to go Kenny the Snake Stabler.
The Raiders.
I remember watching those 70s teams, and at one point they had the highest winning percentage for a long time as a team.
I think they still might.
They may have, but the Snake was, that's a great nickname.
Any love for Jake the Snake Plumber from the mid-2000s?
Honorable mention, I guess.
All right, that's fair. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals for my next pick, and the man they call Ocho Cinco. One of the most charismatic receivers of all time, cut from that same cloth as guys like Terrell Owens and now Antonio Brown. He did it great. I think he's probably the only guy on this list we're going to cover that actually changed his name to his nickname of Ocho
That's right.
Cinco, which in Spanish translates to 8'5", not 85, although I very highly doubt that Chad cared too much about that at the time. But I love the commitment. My favorite bit has to be, I think, when he put on the Hall of Fame jacket with no listed induction year on it. What was one of your favorite Chad Ochocinco kind of things?
I had forgotten about the river dance with Ocho Cinco.
The river
that has to be one
dance.
of his best moments.
Hard to forget. Gotta love the river dance.
Okay, my next pick, I'm going to go back to the Dallas Cowboys and a man called Prime Time.
Prime time. Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders. He has two nicknames, so you got to give him some credit for having two.
Deion Sanders, probably the only guy who can be beloved by Niners and Cowboys fans alike. Falcons fans, Deion played there. Ravens years, there was the Redskins year that I think even Deion wants to forget. But overall, prime time. It's a simple nickname, but unforgettable. One of the greatest of all time. I'm going to stick with the wide receivers theme for a little bit here, and we're going to go with Calvin Johnson, Megatron. I was too young to see Jerry Rice. I only caught the tail end of Randy Moss's career, but I got to see the entire career of Calvin Johnson, and he was one of the greatest receivers of all time. This guy has what might be the best season of all time, where he caught for 1,900 receiving yards. He abused Dallas in 2013 for over 300 receiving yards in one game. 6'5", blazing fast. He was a freak, like Moss before him, cut from the same cloth. Randy Moss, Megatron, perfect name. This dude was truly a transformer on the field.
Okay, when I'm thinking nicknames, one that comes to mind for me, he started in Oklahoma, played for the Oklahoma Sooners. It was the Boz. Now, regrettably, his professional career didn't turn out exactly like he wanted. All I remember really
the
is
Bo Jackson hit?
getting run over by Bo Jackson. But Boz is a pretty cool nickname, you have to say.
Great nickname. Can't argue with that at all. It's a shame that Bo Jackson running him over is what's remembered. The big Monday night matchup, and Bo runs him over. He has the 90-yard touchdown. It really built to the legend of Bo Jackson, but Bosworth is an awesome name. The Boz. Hard to hate it. Very 80s, just awesome. We're going to go to the Dallas Cowboys for my next pick, and we're going to go with a big man. Real big. Too big. Ed Too Tall Jones. Amazing defensive end for those 70s Cowboys, doomsday defense teams. Awesome player. Just an amazing nickname. Guy was 6'9". The nickname was perfect. I mean, I don't think you've seen an NFL player that tall in the D-line since, maybe. And definitely not one who is as dominant as he was on the field. Ed Too Tall Jones, perfect. It's a shame that he has to be the guy that's Joe Montana's throwing it over on the catch highlight. But still, Hall of Fame career for a great player, Ed Too Tall Jones. Another one of those awesome defensive lineman nicknames.
Okay, I'm going back to the Oakland Raiders. A man named Dave Casper, called the Galloping Ghost.
The Galloping Ghost.
Quite a player. Better nickname, I think.
It's fair. Also, one of the greatest single play names of all time that goes to the post, throw by Stabler. Two guys on our list combining there. It's beautiful. Those 70s Raiders had a lot. The Immaculate Reception, the Holy Roller. It was just what they did, those 70s Raiders teams. The team of the legends. Just awesome. A couple of great nicknames that we didn't get to in today's video were Elroy, Crazy Legs Hirsch, Marshawn Lynch, Beast Mode, the Nigerian Nightmare, Christian Okoye, and of course, Night Train Lane. All awesome. But these were just some of our favorite nicknames. What were some of yours? Let me know down in the comments section. This has been Going for Two, and remember, never kick the extra point.